If you are a Sagittarius, or if Sagittarius energy lives somewhere in your chart, then I need you to stop scrolling, because this is not just another zodiac video. This is a soul summons. There are moments in life that feel like accidents. But deep down, your intuition whispers, this is no accident. It's 2:22 a.m. You're lying awake, heart racing for no reason. You keep seeing the same numbers. You hear a sentence, and it hits you harder than it should. You feel like something is shifting, but you can't explain why. That's because something is shifting. The universe is whispering. And Sagittarius, it's whispering your name. Because in 2025, a portal is opening. One that only your soul is meant to walk through. This year, your path is no longer about running or chasing. It's about remembering. Not remembering the goals, not the bucket list, but remembering who you truly are and why you were chosen. You see, Sagittarius isn't just a zodiac sign. It's a soul archetype. The wanderer, the seeker, the one who carries fire not to burn, but to guide. While others chase money, chase fame, chase validation, you were born to chase meaning. But what if I told you that the very thing you've been searching for has been trying to find you this whole time? And what if the delays, the doubts, the detours were never punishments, but perfectly designed preparation? There's a hidden code inside you, a cosmic assignment waiting to be unlocked. And tonight, that key might finally turn. So before we go any deeper, I invite you to pause. Make yourself a warm cup of coffee or tea. Wrap up in something cozy. This isn't a video you play in the background. This is a ritual, a remembering, a return to your original frequency. By the end of this video, I'll reveal a forgotten ancient ritual for Sagittarius, one that aligns your energy with soul-aligned wealth, healing, and even destiny-level love. You won't want to miss that. But first, I need you to answer something from your soul. Have you ever felt like you were meant for something bigger, but just couldn't figure out what it is, or when it would arrive? If that question pulls something deep inside you, hit like, subscribe, and comment below. I'm ready to fulfill the vow I made to the universe. That's not just a comment, that's a cosmic activation. Are you ready to begin? Let's go deeper. What I'm about to tell you next might explain everything you've been feeling. You were never meant to stay still. Not in one city, not in one job, not in one version of yourself. Sagittarius, you are the eternal traveler, the soul that carries maps written in stardust. While others find comfort in roots, you find magic in movement. Your spirit was born with wings, not to escape, but to explore. Not to run, but to remember. Because what if I told you you're longing to move, to search, to chase something just beyond the horizon? Wasn't restlessness. It was remembrance. You see, Sagittarius, you're not just chasing dreams. You're chasing echoes, fragments of yourself that you left behind in other lifetimes, other cities, other realities. That urge to buy a plane ticket out of nowhere? That sudden pull to learn something completely new? That random person you meet and instantly feel a soul memory with? It's not random. It's never random. You don't belong to one place, because you were born of many. You carry the codes of different cultures, ancient philosophies, buried temples, forgotten truths. And yet, 2025 is not calling you to pack your bags. Not yet. It's calling you inward, because for the first time in a long time, the journey isn't out there. It's in here. This year, the stars are shifting your compass. The fire inside you, once aimed outward, is turning toward the inner terrain you've avoided. And it's okay if that makes you nervous. Sagittarius doesn't fear the unknown, but you've always preferred the kind you can see. Now, You're being invited to explore what cannot be booked, mapped, or photographed. And that might explain why lately you've felt different, like something is stirring, like you're forgetting who you thought you were and slowly remembering someone older, wiser, truer. You're not lost. You're being called back. Back to the version of you that your soul remembers, but your mind forgot. In 2025, that version is ready to awaken. And what happens when Sagittarius, the great traveler, finally turns inward? What happens when you stop running from the silence and start listening to it? That's what we'll uncover next. But first, tell me in the comments, I remember who I am and I'm ready to come home. Let this be your confirmation, your cosmic passport, because the next part of your journey is the one that changes everything. You felt it, haven't you? The strange repetitions, the chills down your spine for no reason, the way the clock always seems to say 11, 11, 2:22, 5:55. You laugh it off at first. Just a coincidence, you tell yourself. But then it happens again, and again, and again. And one night, you dream of a place you've never been, but it feels like home. A scent in the air reminds you of someone you've never met. You walk past a stranger and feel your chest tighten like you've known their soul in another time. Sagittarius, this isn't your imagination. These are breadcrumbs from the universe, clues, echoes, reminders. Because somewhere, in another chapter of your soul's story, you made a promise, a vow to return when the time was right, to finish what was started, to awaken the truth you once carried before this life made you forget. And now, that time is here. You're not randomly emotional. You're remembering. You're not too sensitive. You're being reactivated. There are 3 signs that often arrive together, and when they do, they don't just whisper. They declare something sacred is unfolding. Unexpected money, sudden tears, and vague memories you can't explain. Maybe you've received a small payment, a gift, or an opportunity that came out of nowhere. That's not just luck. It's a sign of energetic alignment. Maybe you've cried over a song, a sky, a voice, without knowing why. That's not weakness. That's the soul releasing what's ancient. And maybe you've been hit with flashes of memory, not from this life, but from somewhere, from before. When all 3 show up, Sagittarius, the veil is thinning. You're being shown that your story is bigger than this moment. You're being reminded that your mission didn't start here, and it won't end here. You are part of a much older plan, a cosmic rhythm, a divine promise. And maybe, just maybe, the repeating signs aren't signs at all. Maybe they're invitations. Invitations to remember who you were, what you vowed, and why your soul chose to return now. So tell me in the comments if this has happened to you. Have you been seeing the numbers? Have you felt the sudden emotions? Have you remembered without knowing why? Comment. I see the signs, and I know it's time. And if you're nodding right now, if your chest feels heavy, or your hands feel warm, stay exactly where you are, because what's coming next will reveal the truth behind these soul signals and why they've been trying so hard to reach you. Something inside you is rising, a quiet knowing, a soft yet undeniable force that says, it's time. And no, it's not the voice of fear, it's not pressure, it's awakening. Sagittarius, your soul is stirring because Jupiter, your ruling planet, is aligning in a way that hasn't happened in years. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, wisdom, and yes, wealth, is whispering to you right now, but not in numbers or charts, in frequency. You don't chase abundance. You never have. It's not your way. Because Sagittarius, you weren't designed to scramble for survival. You were built to magnetize through meaning. And in 2025, that energy is turning up. stronger, clearer, closer. People will ask, how did you know that investment would pay off? Why did you take that risk? What made you say yes to that opportunity when others said no? And your answer won't be logic. It won't be spreadsheets. It will be something far more powerful. I felt it, because here's your truth. You don't need a map. You just need to feel, because your heart is the compass. And when you truly align with that inner compass, Sagittarius money doesn't just come. It returns. It finds you. It honors the energy you've already put out into the world. Sometimes from lifetimes ago, the doors that once felt locked start to creak open. The people who once overlooked you suddenly pay attention. The opportunities that felt far away start circling closer, like they've always been searching for you. Because abundance, real abundance, doesn't respond to force. It responds to truth. And your truth, Sagittarius, is that when you stop pretending, when you stop compromising, when you stop silencing your intuition just to fit in, the universe moves mountains to meet you. Say this softly and say it often. I am Sagittarius, and money is finding me just as it was destined to, lifetimes ago. This is not a wish. It's a remembering. It's an energetic key turning in an ancient lock. You don't need to force anything. You just need to be you fully, wildly, unapologetically you. And if you're starting to feel that shift the fire inside warming up again, the sense that your time is arriving, stay with me. Because next, we're stepping into something even deeper. The hidden role Sagittarius plays in healing collective destiny through love. Have you ever cried without knowing why? A single tear falling during a quiet moment. A wave of emotion rising while nothing around you makes sense. You weren't hurt. No one said anything cruel. The world looked the same, and yet something inside you was breaking open. That, Sagittarius, was not sadness. That was a soul memory, a forgotten part of you, finally whispering, I'm still here. Because sometimes the tears you cry don't belong to the present. They belong to the unfinished, to the abandoned, to the versions of you that had to stay strong when they wanted to fall apart. The parts of you that silenced their truth just to survive. The lifetimes where you couldn't finish what you started. Sagittarius, you're not just a traveler of lands. You're a traveler of time. And somewhere along your soul's long journey, you had to leave pieces of yourself behind. Not out of weakness, but out of necessity. You kept moving. You kept leading. You kept lighting the way for others. But now, the fire you gave to the world is calling you back home to yourself. That's why your emotions feel heavier this year. That's why your dreams have felt more vivid. That's why you've been craving silence, not to escape, but to hear. Because something sacred is returning, and it speaks in tears. It moves through breath. It comes in waves of nostalgia you can't explain. You're not breaking down. You're breaking open. And no, you're not weak. You're not too emotional. You're not too much. You're finally able to hear the echo of your own soul crying from another dimension. These aren't ordinary tears. They're cleansing lifetimes, reuniting timelines, preparing you for what's next. And in 2025, the healing isn't just about feeling better. It's about retrieving the power you once gave away. It's about remembering the you that you had to forget, just to keep going. So if your eyes have welled up lately for no reason, if your heart has felt full and empty all at once, if the wind sometimes feels like it's carrying a message only you can hear, it's because your soul is reuniting with a version of you that still remembers why you came here in the first place. Let the tears come. Let the memories return. This is not weakness. This is alchemy. Whisper to yourself tonight before you sleep. I'm not broken. I'm just finally coming back to all the pieces I left behind. Because next, Sagittarius, we'll talk about the kind of love that recognizes you instantly, the kind that has been waiting for your return. Love, for you, Sagittarius, was never just a feeling. It was a pull, a magnetic thread stretching across dimensions, lifetimes, and galaxies, calling you home through someone else's eyes. You don't fall in love. You remember it, and when it happens, it doesn't feel like fireworks. It feels like recognition. That's why you've never been satisfied with surface-level romance. You're not looking for attention, games, or temporary warmth. You're searching for something older, something deeper, something that already knows you even before you speak a word. Because Sagittarius doesn't fall for strangers. You fall for the ones you made a promise to in another lifetime. And in 2025, that promise is beginning to awaken. Maybe you've been feeling it already. A soft ache in your chest. Like something or someone is on their way. You can't explain it. You just know. A shift in the wind. A dream that felt too real. A glance from a stranger that stayed with you longer than it should have. It's not coincidence. It's soul memory. You once looked into someone's eyes, maybe lifetimes ago, and whispered, "No matter what, I'll find you again." And now, the stars are aligning to bring you back to that vow. Your soulmate isn't someone you'll need to chase. They're not hiding. They're not testing you. They're simply waiting for the moment your energy matches the version of you they once loved. And still do. This kind of love doesn't start. It continues. It continues from where it left off across oceans of time. And the moment it arrives, you'll feel it in your bones. Like you've come home after lifetimes of wandering. And maybe that's why none of the past connections truly fit. Because they weren't home. They were stopovers. Lessons. Preparations. Preparing you for the one who will see all of you and say, "There you are. I've been waiting." So if lately you've been feeling both alone and surrounded by an invisible presence, if your heart feels open but cautious, hopeful but haunted, know this. You're not imagining it. Your soul knows they're close. Breathe into that truth and say this quietly to the universe. I remember the promise, and I'm ready to meet them again. Because love is coming, and it's not new. It's eternal. There are moments in life when action becomes sacred. When what you write, what you whisper, what you burn under moonlight, opens something ancient inside you. This Sagittarius is one of those moments. Because you didn't come here in 2025 just to wonder, to wish, or to wait. You came here to remember, to reclaim, to complete a vow that your soul made long before this lifetime began. And that vow? It's still alive. It's echoing through your dreams. It's vibrating in your chest when the world goes quiet. And it's ready to be answered. Not with noise, but with ritual. So here's what you do. Tonight, take a piece of paper, sit somewhere quiet, breathe slowly, let your intuition guide your hand, and write these words. I am ready to remember the vow I once made. Fold the paper gently, as if you're folding time. Place it under your pillow, and leave it there for 3 nights in a row. Each night, before you sleep, close your eyes and whisper, I am Sagittarius. I have returned to fulfill my soul's mission. Feel those words sink in. Let them unlock what logic never could. And on the 3rd night, when the moon is visible, or candlelight is near, take that folded paper and burn it. Watch the smoke rise, like a message carried back into the ether. You're not just burning a paper. You're reactivating your luck, your love destiny, and your magnetism for wealth. Because Sagittarius, you were never meant to wish for magic. You were born to call it back. With fire, with intention, with soul. This ritual isn't superstition. It's ancient memory. It's your soul speaking through symbol. And when done with truth, with feeling, with sacred focus, it shifts things deeply. So don't underestimate this act. Don't rush it. Do it with reverence. And when you're ready, comment below to anchor your intention into the universe. I've returned to fulfill what I once promised. Because this isn't the end of your story. It's the chapter where your soul finally says, yes. Now, you made it here, and that's not a small thing. Sagittarius, if your heart stirred even just a little during this journey, if something ancient inside you whispered, "This is who I've always been," then this was never just a video. It was a remembering, a return, a reunion between you and the part of your soul that never stopped believing. Because the truth is, you don't need to rush anymore. You don't need to prove yourself. What is meant for you, the love, the wealth, the peace, the recognition, is already on its way back to you. Not because you fought for it, but because you finally aligned with it. You stopped dimming. You started listening. And that changes everything. You're not too dreamy. You're not lost. You're not naive for believing there's more to this life than routines and rules. The truth is, the world has just forgotten how to dream. But you haven't. You were born remembering. And maybe, just maybe, you've been walking ahead of the rest of us this whole time. Not lost, just early. So let this be your confirmation. You are on the path. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are becoming. Let your map be faith. Let your compass be trust. And let Jupiter, your eternal fire, guide you into everything that was always yours. Now, if you saw yourself in this message, if even a piece of this journey felt like it was written just for you, take a deep breath and let the universe hear you. Comment below and affirm it with all your soul. I am Sagittarius, and I am ready to step into my destiny. Hit that like button if your heart feels seen, because it helps this message reach more wandering Sagittarians just like you. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and turn on notifications so you never miss another transmission. In the next video, we'll be diving into the soul gates opening for Sagittarius in November 2025. Portals of purpose, love, and wealth that are waiting to be unlocked. And if you feel called, consider supporting this channel through the Super Thanks button. Your energy helps us spread hope, magic, and healing across the world, one soul at a time. Also, don't forget to check the description box. There's a special gift waiting for you there, crafted to reconnect you with your higher self and divine rhythm. Sagittarius, you deserve a life of joy, a life that's full, a life that feels like you, not because you earned it, but because you are it. So before we go, I want to know, what kind of energy are you ready to call in this season? Is it deep love, overflowing abundance, soul purpose, or a return to peace? Tell me in the comments, and let's co-create the next video together for you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for remembering. And until we meet again, keep walking. Keep believing the universe is still whispering your name.